On this edition of ITG, it's the return of everybody's favorite game show, Who Wants to Be a Mountaineer? And we got Big Daddy with us. All that and more on this edition of In the Gun.
You are now watching Believe.
ITG.
With Wes, Owen, and Jed.
I've got the best teammates in the business.
No way!
They both played the game. They both know the game. Owen is the runaway beer truck known for having some fun.
Owen Schmidt, you have a podcast In the Gun.
Owen Schmidt, like a runaway beer truck down the sidelines.
Jed is the signal caller who is the X's and O's and the brainiac.
Statistically, always punting on fourth down makes no sense.
So we've combined those two skill sets.
Skills I've acquired over a very long career.
You are In the Gun.
Once you enter this family, there's no getting out.
All right, boys, let's go!
One side of the stadium filled with 60,000 plus is yelling, "Let's go," and the other side is yelling, "Mountaineer."
We want to tell you the stuff we're not good at, our weaknesses, so we're clear up front.
Owen's cracking up.
You just lost to your own game. You're outgunned and outmanned.
Who wants to be
a Mountaineer?
That's a great question.
Keep your tears in your eyes where they belong.
Stupid! Stupid!
In the Gun, episode 240 of your new favorite WVU football podcast. I am Wes Schuler, and as always, flanked by the best teammates in the business. Some familiar faces, well, I guess everyone's a familiar face. Who am I kidding? No new faces here. No new friends on this episode 240. We've got the signal caller, Jed Drenning. We got the co-host / producer, Mr. Do-It-All, Skylar Callahan. And we've got our day one, handsome, tubby man of gold from WVU Athletics, Sean Big Daddy Mariner. Sean, what's up, dude? Welcome back.
Can we do? Is this the Memorial 66240 episode? Is that what we're going with? That better be an answer to one of the questions today, Jed.
6-2-40. I'm going to try to work as many true and false in as I can because I know Wes loves those.
Yeah, if you recall from the past, I love the true false questions. Also, I need to know, first question of the day, does Jed know who 66240 is?
Absolutely not.
You better.
Oh, 66240.
He's a West Virginia rapper who was popular around the time that like the three of us would have been younger, and he sung a WVU football hype song.
An anthem, Wes.
Here's a little place we call Touchdown City. You ready for anybody? You want to come get it? Where the weather gets cold and all the tickets are sold. Let the truth be told, it's the blue and the gold. Boom, yeah, baby. We like to run on him, but don't sleep. The QB, he got a gun on him. All right, sorry.
So you've heard of this guy, in other words, is what you're saying, Wes. That's what I'm getting from this. That's the vibe I'm getting.
I was like front row at all the shows, man.
Boys with him and B- Kellen Conley, like DJ Monstalong. Like, what do you?
The way that all these people followed around the Grateful Dead on tour. That's how Sean and I used to follow 66240 to like like 123 Pleasant Street and the Purple Fiddle and all these different music venues around.
90 seconds in, and we've already turned this mother out. I mean, how did that happen?
Exactly right. This happened very quickly. This is Who Wants to Be a Mountaineer, your favorite WVU-based trivia game show. And if you're a regular, you'll recall this. This is something we do from time to time in the off-season, fun little content piece when there's not as much going on. Jed will be our host. He's Alex Trebek. And Sean will be our special guest. The three of us will compete. There will be 2 rounds, correct, Jed? Second round worth double points. I know you're the host, so give us the full refresher on the details here.
Got the first round. Questions 1 through 4, 1.2 point on up. Second round, point value doubles, just like on Jeopardy. Then we close with a quick speed round. You can get a couple extra points there. Close into the final question, I should say. The final question, I will give you a topic. You will set your wagers, and then we will roll to see what you can do. I'll remind you the other rules as I remember them too. Some of them I probably forget. You will have one nut check question in which you can bet any point value that you have up to that point. But that's what we do. So we roll with, first of all, Big Daddy, best pinch hitter in the podcast universe. We want to thank him for coming. Wes, I told you earlier that Owen's on the truck. So Sky jumps in, Big Daddy jumps in. We round it out with 3. We like to do this with 3 to maximize the fun. All right. So you ready?
Before you do that, Jed, this episode of ITG brought to you in part by our friends at Bet Online. The game starts here.
I like it. Okay, so we're going to start with question number 1. Now, you guys text me your answers. Look at Wes being the first one to grab his phone.
I was going to say,
he's the first one to grab the
transparency. All right, Jed Drenning. All right, this isn't Google.com.
Not the ITG.
Okay.
Not the ITG group chat.
Yeah, must be nice to be in a group chat, boys.
Seinfeld.
Must be nice to be in a group chat. I'll just single text over here. Don't worry.
You don't no text in the group chat for this. No. You text me one off.
Sean's the only person in the universe that's upset that he's not in a group chat.
100%.
That's right. Yeah. Our phones are blowing up every holiday and birthday. Please stop. Okay. Here we go. Text me the answer when you have it. Question, 3 possible answers. 1 point on the line here. 4 times in the 1980s. Again, it's 1 point, so it's going to be easier. They escalate in difficulty as they escalate in value. 4 times in the 1980s, Don Nehlen's Mountaineers squared off against Boston College's miracle worker, Doug Flutie. How many of those 4 games did WVU win? A, 2, B, all 4, or C, 1? All right. Okay. Everybody got it correct. It is B, all 4. So 1 point for everybody across the board. Somebody better keep me honest with the scoring because we all know that
I was literally just pulled out my notebook here. Like, you want me to keep score as well? Too?
We can tabulate.
I think I got 7 on that one.
All right, so we all have a point, right, Jed?
Everybody gets 1 point. Those scores were starting in 1981. We beat Boston College 38-10, then in 82, 20-13, 83 on the road, 20-17, and of course, the one that everybody remembers, down 20-6 at the half in 1984. Number 4 ranked Boston College, John Gay for the touchdown. West Virginia knocks them off 21-20. There are your scores. So everybody gets 1 point. Moving on to question number 2, valued at 2 points. This one's a little trickier, so I narrowed it down to 2 answers. It's not a true false, Wes. It's just 2 answers. It's an A and a B.
Better. We're getting there.
Playing in blustery, freezing conditions that saw the wind chill drop to 21 degrees at kickoff, West Virginia turned to its running game to pave the way to a win in its first ever trip into Iowa State's Jack Trice Stadium on Black Friday in 2012. What Mountaineer plowed his way through the Cyclones' defense for 130 yards to help lift WVU to a 31-24 win that night in Ames? 130 yards. West Virginia's leading rusher. Was it A, Martell Pettaway? Was it B, Sean Alston? Submit your answers. A, Martell Pettaway. B, Sean Alston. Has everybody sent it in?
Yes, sir.
Everybody's in. So everybody said Sean Alston. I thought I'd get you there, but you're savvy on the timeline. It was Sean Alston.
If you would have done
the
Andrew
Alston
Bowie,
case.
Yes, that's what I was about to say.
I considered that, but it might have been a little trickier. Good call.
My brain instantly went to Tavon ran in front of me. He scored in front of me. Is this going to be a 2-point question? I started panicking.
What I remember about that is I went up on the roof. Sean, you've been to the press box many times as I went up onto the roof because back then it was unlocked. You know, from the press level, they got that door at the end of the hallway. Right. That wasn't locked back then. So I went up and walked around to take a picture at the end after the game was over, and it was colder than a witch's brass bra up there. I am telling you what. But okay, 4 years later in 2016, after that 2012 game, Pettaway pulled off his red shirt to run for 181 yards and pace a 49-14 West Virginia blowout of Iowa State names. I thought I might trip you up, but I didn't. Great job.
2 points. 2 points for everybody.
Each of you get 2. Yep. So it takes everybody to 3. Good job, guys. Okay. Moving on to question number 3, worth 3 points. Now they get a little trickier. Rich Rodriguez's first victory at West Virginia came in 2001 against Ohio University, a team the Mountaineers will face again this year in Rich Rod's first year back, week 2 in Athens. Be there, be square. What was the winning score of that WVU victory over the Bobcats in 2001?
This is a second round question.
A, B, or C? Was it A, 26 West Virginia, B, 20-3 West Virginia, or was it C, 27-7 West Virginia? For 3 points, gentlemen, submit your answers.
Shot in the dark.
While we wait, another thank you to our friends at Toothman Ford for presenting this episode of In the Gun. Shout out to our guy JR and everybody there at Team Toothman. We all know cars cost less in Grafton.
So everybody answered, correct? Okay, Big Daddy, you said 21-6. Wes and Skylar, you both said 27-7. You all three missed it. It was B, 20-3.
3 Bs. You're doing the test thing like a high school teacher. It can't be 3 Bs in a row.
Avon ran for 173 in that game. I remember I went to a Pirate game that night.
Sorry to hear that.
It just happened to be, it was against the Cardinals. It just happened to be the last game that Mark McGwire ever sat out of his career. That's the whole reason I went, was to watch McGwire, and he sat out. It was almost the end of the season, but I missed McGwire. We all did.
For the question you just asked us.
Yeah,
That was,
I'm glad you didn't get to see the Big Mac. I'm glad you got robbed of your Big Mac experience.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So, moving on to question number 4. Again, increasing in difficulty as it increases in value. It's now worth 4 points. Or is it? This is our first nut check.
Nut check. Nut check.
Nut
check.
Nut check. That, of course, means you can bet anything up to what you have. You all have 3 points. So I would expect you would all max that out. That's up to you. You tell me what you're gambling. You all gambling 3, I assume. So we can
I'm pushing it all in.
Yeah, we're all good.
Push the envelope. Okay. All right. For 4 points, 3 answers are on the board: A, B, or C. Okay. With WVU leading 49-9 in the 2000 Music City Bowl, what Ole Miss quarterback led a furious comeback that fell short as Don Nehlen's squad brought home a 49-38 win in his final game as head coach? They were up 49-9. They held on to win 49-38. Was it A, Eli Manning, B, Romaro Miller, or C, Javon Sneed?
See, that's question 3. Question 3 should have been a second rounder.
That was easier. Okay, that was easier. I'll give you that. That's the easiest 4 we ever had.
And now I got it wrong. Watch, just announce it.
Yeah, me now I'm like, crap, I got it wrong.
It was Javon Sneed, guys. We all knew it.
It was Eli. It was Eli. Yeah. It was Eli. It was one of those games where you're like, man, thank goodness there wasn't 5 more minutes in that game.
I remember when Eli got drafted and they showed all the highlights of that game. It seemed like they beat our ass. And I'm like, wait, we won the game.
It was the coach game.
What ends up happening, you all 4 get the 4 points for the question, plus you all 4 get the 3 points you gambled, so you all get 7 more. So we are in a 3-way tie at 10. Gentlemen, you are smoking as we draw to a close of the first half. Wes, if you want to take us out, 10s across the board. That's interesting. We're
pretty good. Pretty good. That's I tell you what, this is like some peak like 2012 Big 12 halftime action here as we're lining them up and knocking them down. We will have the exciting second half of Who Wants to Be a Mountaineer when we return on the other side. You are in the gun. For nearly 20 years, Fortis has been the nation's leader in providing guaranteed roof performance programs for commercial buildings. Fortis offers roof performance solutions that feature extensive initial and ongoing reconditioning for commercial buildings as an alternative to traditional replacement, with long-term performance guarantees that are backed by global leader Lloyd's of London. Fortis offers a comprehensive range of roof performance management programs that provide financial security, extend the life of our customers' roofs, and make a significant impact on ROI. Fortis is currently improving performance and increasing ROI for customers at more than 4,800 locations, with more than 140 million square feet protected, including many Fortune 500 companies that have turned to Fortis to save money, gain financial certainty, and extend the life of their existing roofs. Fortis has helped customers save more than $520 million in capital roof replacement costs for an average ROI of over 250%. To learn more, visit fortis.us.com. Fortis, roof performance and financial certainty guaranteed.
Nobody supports the blue and gold Mountaineers like Toothman Ford. With over 20 NIL deals and counting, Toothman Ford continues to rally behind our student athletes. And it's time we rally and support the dealer that supports the Mountaineers. Not only does Toothman Ford offer the best prices in the state on pre-owned, their never over MSRP campaign on new Fords guaranteed to save you thousands. Drive with pride all season long, knowing you're supporting the dealer that fuels our Mountaineers. Toothman Ford, where cars cost less, in Grafton and at toothmanford.com.
Back in the gun here as we roll along, dusting off. Oh, it's like grabbing the old bottle on the shelf. It's like dusting the cobwebs off of the bicycle in springtime. It's an old friend who wants to be a Mountaineer. We are rolling all three-way tie here at 10 apiece heading into the second half. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, your host, Jed Drenning.
All right, as we know in the second half, point value doubles. Questions increase in difficulty, or at least should. Sometimes that's not the case as the point value increases. Questions 1 through 4. Then we'll have a quick speed round, and then we will close with the final question. All right, so question number 1 to start the second half. It's a three-way tie, 10 apiece, gentlemen. You all three have 10. 2 points on the board. 2 points up for grabs, I should say. 3 answers. What Mountaineer great raced 69 yards for a score against Pitt on the first carry of his career as a freshman against Pitt? We already said Pitt. Was it A, Amos, B, Wendell Smallwood, C, Super Steve Slayton? All right, 3 quick A's, as we should expect. 2 points each. It was indeed famous Amos Zaraway. On the day, Amos ran for 135 in a WVU win in that 96 opener. So each of you get 2 points, Wes. Make sure you have us at 12 like I do. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
12 points across, three-way tie. Something has to give. Question 2, 4 points. 4 points on the board, or at risk. Why do I keep saying on the board? Question 2. This is a quote. Don't get discouraged if they pop a touchdown on us early. They probably will. In fact, because of their speed, they might pop 2 on us. It's going to take a little while to adjust your angles of pursuit to combat their speed. This was the clairvoyant warning that Coach Don Nealon gave his Mountaineers prior to what game, which did in fact see WVU fall behind 14-0 in the early going before settling down and then storming back for an historic win. Down 14-0 early, stormed back for the win. Was it A, the 1982 win we all talk about at Oklahoma? B, the 1984 win under the lights that we all talk about to break the 29-game Penn State winning streak? Or was it C, the magical 93 unbeaten regular season and the win over Miami? Was the Miami game 14-0 before we came back to win 17-14? Big Daddy, you got an answer in?
Fired.
I baited all 3 of you. The correct answer is A, 1982. Oklahoma jumped out 14-0 before West Virginia stormed back for a big lead at halftime and held on, of course, to win 41-27 over the 9th-ranked Sooners. Still, the highest-ranked team West Virginia has ever beaten on the road, equaling the number 9-ranked Penn State win on the road in the 50s by Fred Wine and company. So, no points for any of you there.
One of these days, I'll stop going against my gut.
I know. It's like ordering on a menu. Always go with the first thing your body says it wants. And I said, my body said, A. And then I go, Miami was fast.
They were. Well, all 3 of those.
And then you get the soggy
Penn State just looks slow because of the black cleats, right? But okay. And that was what they always said the point of those black cleats was. All right, moving on to question number 3. Yeah.
Before you do, Jed, just another thank you to our friends at Fortis and our buddy Rick Lewis for roof performance and financial certainty guaranteed. You got to visit fortis.us.com.
Yeah, I just had a powwow with Rick Lewis last week. Got to sit down and have lunch with him as he was taking care of some business in West Virginia, in from out of state. We got to break bread and tell some more stories and share some memories. Question number 3. Boy, we're moving along quickly. What a pace we got going. What a pace. 12-12-12. The game is tied. 6 points are on the line with this one. Question number 3. How many passing yards did Geno Smith rack up to shatter the West Virginia school record in WVU's first ever conference win as a Big 12 member? An offensive bonanza against Baylor in 2012 at Mountaineer Field. How many yards? Was it A, 614? Was it B, 672? Or was it C, 656? What say you? 614, 672, 656? Look at that. All 3 of you at 656. Well done, gents. Well done. 6 points each. Something has to give. Wow, 18, 18, 18. You know,
Should
here's
have
what's
said
funny. Somebody had
Oklahoma.
mentioned to
I
me.
should have said Oklahoma.
Somebody had mentioned to me, a buddy of mine heard Sportsline sometime in recent days, and they said Tony had asked the question, "What's the hottest you ever saw a West Virginia athlete ever?" And resoundingly and overwhelmingly, of course, everybody jumped right to Tavon, Oklahoma, 2012. Of course, I'd agree with that, but I do have to qualify it by saying I have never seen a quarterback with a hotter hand than Geno Smith against Baylor in 2012. You talk about in a zone. Here are some numbers forever burnt into my brain: 26 of 28, 310 yards, 4 touchdowns at the half, 45 of 51 for 656, 6 incompletions, 8 touchdown passes. It's tough to get hotter than that. But somehow Tavon did against Oklahoma in that losing effort.
We
What's
got
that?
to walk him on it was either the college game day bus or the Heisman bus post game. ESPN had a bus parked outside of the Power Center after that one, and I had to escort Geno onto it after that game. And I remember thinking like, "Oh, this is big
There
time."
was a September Heisman. He would have won 1,000% of the votes.
Slam dunk.
Unanimous.
Yeah, it's not even close. Not even close. So we are down to the final question of regulation in this three-way tie, 18s across the board. 8 points are on the line. Oh, wow, how critical those 8 points are. That seems like a massive lead somebody could jump into here or fall behind. Question 4 to close out regulation. Pretty simple. 8 points. WVU has lost a game to only one school on this list. Big Daddy just texted me an answer.
Did it go through it? No, I didn't text you anything.
Okay. My phone's just re-dinging. All right. Okay, I thought you were messing around. You're doing
I got
Big
it.
Daddy to see
I got
into
it,
the
guys.
future.
Don't worry. 26. Just write it down, Wes. 26. I'm already there.
WVU has lost a game to only one school on this list. Which one? Is it A, UCF, B, Furman, or is it C, Mississippi State? UCF, Furman, or Mississippi State? WVU has lost a game to only one of those three schools. Wes, you got your answer in? Big Daddy, you got your answer in? Skylar, you got your answer in. How about that? All three of you. Was it that obvious? I should have made a tweener team in there.
I knew it wasn't UCF. I knew it wasn't UCF because we've talked about it. We talk all the time about how they've never beat us.
It's Furman. You guys all got it. UCF, we're unbeaten. Mississippi State, we're 2-0 all time. Furman, we're actually 3-1 all time. Furman includes a 22-14 loss to the Furman Paladins in Morgantown in 1952. So all three of you nailed that. So now, holy cow.
Jed,
you should have seen how mad I was that day when we lost to Furman. I was
it was a tough scene.
I was so angry.
What do you got
driving
the score
home.
at, Wes?
Should be 26-0, right?
26-0. Yep.
Jed, that's the first throwback question you've had out of the entire. Like, if you would have had a 1950s, 1940s, 30s question earlier, that could have smoked that one out. But because Furman, we were all like, "That's old."
Okay, that's true. All right, that's true. Okay, so we are tied at 26. Now it's time for the separation speed round. What you do here is you quickly text me your answer. I don't give you A, B, or C. I give you names. I give you a statistical category and then two names. And then very quickly and very decisively, you text me one of those two names. Last name, whatever's fastest for you. Okay, I don't care what it is as long as it's fast. Then I move on to the second question and third question. There's only three of these. Each one is worth 2 points. Every point critical at this juncture, as we know, gentlemen. So let's clear out my incoming, and then we will jump into the speed. Here we go. All right, you ready? Get your thumbs ready. Thumbs ready. Most career passing attempts. Who had more? Skylar Howard or Jarrett Dagey? Okay. I got to track it. Now we move on to the second one. Ready? Most career catches. Sam James or Sean Foreman? Okay. Okay. And finally, most career 100-yard rushing games, Robert Walker or Letty Brown?
And now we wait.
Okay, Wes. Gotcha. Okay. All right, here we go. First question. Most career passing attempts. The correct answer was Skylar Howard with 917. Jarrett Dagey had 911. None of you got that. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Okay.
Daggy,
All right.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
All right.
We are simpatico, boys.
I'm in.
You sure are. You're in sync. You are in sync. Okay.
It's hilarious.
Most career catches.
Ridiculous.
Big Daddy said Foreman. Wes and Skylar said Sam James. With 190 career catches, it was Sam James compared to Sean Foreman's 169. 2, 6. One left.
You might get me back here, though.
Most career 100-yard rushing games between these two. All three of you said Robert Walker. He had 11. It was Letty Brown with 12. None of you hit that. Wow, we come out of this 28, 26 as we head into the final question. Now, the only rule with the final question, you must bet at least half your points.
This might be the tightest from start to finish we've all had.
All betting all of them, right?
Yeah, come on.
Like,
it's not worth winning.
Okay. Now remember, this is not multiple choice.
Right.
This is something you just got to answer outright.
Just got to know it.
So, everybody's betting all of them? Is that what you're doing?
All of them.
I suppose so.
Over in the speed round. Oh.
Unless we all get it wrong and then we all finish
in this
with 0
kind of game,
points.
I would expect some strategy from somebody, but okay. All
What
right.
strategy? I go all in and they still get it wrong. It's like,
if you go 3, right?
And they go
and they
all
both miss.
Yeah.
And you hit it. Okay. All right. Here we go.
I've been suckered before, Jed. You remember.
Jed, before you give
I
this.
give you the topic. Go ahead, Wes.
Before you give maybe the topic and the dramatic conclusion, another final thank you to our friends at Johnston Equipment. Make sure you're visiting Johnston Equipment on Route 33 between Weston and Buchanan.
Now, this is one. Okay, the topic is Chief.
Okay.
This is one you're either going to know right away or you're not going to know. I hope you know it right away. It'd be easier for you. Otherwise, you're going to get frustrated. Okay, so Chief, of course, Matt White. Because the October 22nd UCF game was moved on December 3rd due to Hurricane Wilma, there was a gaping hole in the middle of WVU's 2005 schedule. Consequently, Pat White's first career start as a Mountaineer came nearly 3 weeks after he came off the bench to lead WVU to its historic triple overtime win over Louisville. So there was this weird gap right in the middle of the regular season that he had to work through to make his first career start. Who was West Virginia's opponent when White made his first start on that chilly Wednesday night in Morgantown? You text me your answer. There are no options. You just outright guess. Text me whatever opponent you think it was. I just shouldn't do that rolling in case Skylar wants to put some music over. You know? I need an egg timer.
Oh, this is killing me.
Wednesday night's a big hint, but I still can't narrow it down.
Same.
It was my oldest son's first game.
What's his phone number? Let me call him real quick.
He's got West Philly right now.
He was in a stroller.
Does he have an Instagram handle?
Do the wheeling connection just real quick.
No.
Oh, dude.
I'm just gonna send it. I had one time. It's wrong. I know it's wrong,
man.
I know this is wrong, and I'm gonna be pissed off when I know the answer. But
I have
it's
no idea.
Okay, hang on 1 second.
Oh shit! I think no.
Okay, here we go. So the scores: Skylar 28, West 28, Big Daddy 26. You all three bet the house. Skylar, you said his first start on that Wednesday night was East Carolina. Wes, you said UConn. Big Daddy, you said UConn. 100% correct. Skylar, you said his first start on that Wednesday night was East Carolina. Wes, you said UConn. Big Daddy, you said UConn. 100% correct. Skylar, you said his first start on that Wednesday night was East Carolina. Wes, you said UConn. Big Daddy, you said UConn. the correct answer in a 45-13 victory in which West Virginia outrushed the opposition 228-12 was the UConn Huskies.
Oh, 2 points.
So West wins 56-54, 56-52 to 0.
What's that thing that JJ Sean
Foreman broke my heart.
For some reason, I was thinking Wofford. Did they? Was Wofford
that season opener? Season opener
Wofford wouldn't be that
06,
late in the year to think about it.
Jed, you'll be proud of me. You'll be proud of me too, Jed.
What's that?
I couldn't get Rutgers out of my head, but I knew it wasn't Rutgers because you talked with us about how Steve, it was the week before Louisville was Rutgers, right? Because when we had Steve on, you talked to him about how Rutgers the week before was really his breakthrough before the Louisville game. So I remembered that, and I went, UConn.
Look at you listening.
I was so worried about UConn because I could have sworn it was 06 because Pat had the crack block. Steve started right and swung back around left, and Pat laid that guy out. And I thought that was junior year Pat, not sophomore year Pat. But thank God I guessed it was me in the end. So,
but like I said, what's memorable about it, other than it being his first start, that's weird to wait 3 weeks in the middle of the season. That's not easy. That is not easy. I mean, we were humming after that Louisville game. Think about it. And we lost all that mojo and had to re-find it, rekindle everything 3 weeks later in a midweek game. Fortunately,
your quarterback killing a guy at midfield is a good way to re-find your mojo.
And a night game with the way we were back in the day with that student section. That'll bring some juice too.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a heck of a way to bring back Who Wants to Be a Mountaineer for 2025. We had a barn burner there, gentlemen.
Sure did. I would like to thank my mom and my dad for always believing in me, my wife and my kids for supporting me while I'm away, and of course, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and Jerry West.
I'm going to go cry.
Big Daddy, to make you feel better. Okay, or maybe it won't. How many points would you have got if you got Oklahoma right?
If I would have got Oklahoma right, that was what, a 4-banger or 3?
It'd be a tie. It was 4 points. 4 points.
It was 4 points?
Oh, it was.
It'd be a tie.
I thought it was 3. I thought it was a 3-pointer.
No, it was question 2 in round 2, 4 points.
Okay.
That's right.
So, yeah.
At least me and Big Daddy don't have to kiss. We got that going for us.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Nobody wants to see that. Oh, boy.
Well, gentlemen, this was fun. This was good. Good pace. I think we all did pretty well. Dramatic conclusion.
It's Rich Rod good offense here on ITG.
Yeah, that was NASCAR. That was NASCAR.
Yeah.
Exactly right. A little NASCAR there to get us going, baby. But that will do it for this edition of ITG. Thanks to everybody for playing along. Let us know how you did in the comments. We all know everybody likes to keep track of their score as well, too. Be honest, all right? Scouts honor, Coach Stu. Okay.
The honor system, like the contest in Seinfeld.
Little integrity. All right. Let's all have a little integrity here. But for the Beer Truck Big O, the signal caller / host of the game show, Jed Drenning, our producer / Mr. Do-It-All, Skylar Callahan, and of course our favorite guest on this here program, Sean Big Daddy Mariner. I am Wes Euler. The one thing we ask of you before we get out of here is to be an ear and tell an ear about your new favorite WVU football podcast. Take care, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. You've been in the gun.
ITG.
The fun doesn't have to stop here.
Be sure to hit subscribe and never miss an episode.
If you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback,
be sure to follow us on X at In the Gun Podcast.
Join us again next time.
Until then,
tell an ear to tell an ear about your new favorite WVU football podcast.
This mission is over. It's over.